I thought tonight was a really good basketball game on both ends. I thought two teams fought really hard. I'm proud of my guys' effort. I thought we really came here with a lot of purpose, played to win, made a lot of quality plays. And, I tip my hat to Kentucky. I know it was a big game, home game, coming off of a couple comeback wins. They have a good basketball team that I think is only going to get better, and we respect them a great deal. And they beat us tonight. It wasn't that they didn't get a real test from us. We came here with great purpose to try and win the game, and they beat us. Couple things on our end. I think when you play with 8 turnovers in a game, which we did, that's something to really be proud of. I think that's winning basketball. I look at the rebounding, and certainly we gave up our fair share of second shots, but we also got the same amount. Both teams had 13 second shots. As a matter of fact, second chance points actually favored us 16-11. So I'll start with that right there, that if you can come to Rupp Arena, play against Kentucky, take care of the ball, 8 turnovers, and keep it even on the glass, and actually get a few more second chance points, heck, I would have signed up for that. What our team, and this is a Texas problem, has is we have a virus called fouling. And it has plagued us from the opening tip of the first game until tonight. It's not the officials. It's not Kentucky. We will foul the living shit out of you. We'll foul a three-point shooter. We'll foul at the end of the clock. We'll leave our feet on drives. We'll reach. You describe the foul, and the team that I'm coaching will commit it. Tonight, we lost. Kentucky was 30 for 35 from the line. It's hard to win an SEC road game when the home team is 30 for 35 from the line. I'm not messing around like the officiating. The officiating was fine. It was called the right way. We fouled. 2 of the last fouls in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, one at half court, and one like under 5 seconds where you just stay down, and if he makes the shot, he makes it. We have to be able to play defense without fouling. Our team isn't really put together to turn you over. So if you're not turning them over and you're fouling, it really makes it difficult on the defensive end. I mean, if we did a better job of playing, not just in this game, but in some others, of not fouling, we would have a couple more wins under our belt because we're not that far off. So my charge is to continue to work, to develop it, to teach it, to stay on it, and to demand it, and to be more disciplined as we move forward, because I think if we could eliminate some of our fouls, we could break through, for example, in a big game like tonight, because we did some other things really well. Also on our end, I thought this was Dalen Swain, one of his best games. He was outstanding, 10 for 16 from the floor, 2 for 6 from 3, 7 for 7 from the line. He had 3 assists and only 1 turnover, 2 steals, 29 points. He got fouled 8 times. So in his performance, I thought like a big reason we were in the game is he was terrific. So that's really my strong thoughts on what I know best, which is certainly our team.
Sean, Colin Chandler made some big plays for them in the second half. Just what did you see from him on the scout coming in, and what did you see from those plays down the stretch?
No, he's an important player for Kentucky because he comes in off the bench and he can really change the game from 3. The closer and more you watch him, and obviously Mark knows him well, he can steal the basketball. He's physical. He runs and jumps way, way better than maybe you give him credit for. But I think he's a really good player. We went zone on 1 possession late in the game. That's on me. I mean, we're not a zone team. We're trying to mix it in, trying to give them a different look when you feel like they're in a great rhythm. And we left him alone in the right corner. And sure enough, you leave a guy like that alone. I thought that was a big play in the game. just to just give them a bigger cushion. But he's good. I think he's a real important player for Kentucky.
Coach, the 3 of 4 of your SEC losses have been within 1 or 2 scores. Do you feel like fixing the fouling is going to be the answer to overcoming those, or is there something else that needs to be changed?
Yeah, but like I think coaching in the SEC basketball, it reminds me of like I'm a fan of the NFL. You know, what you love about the NFL is the amazing parity and how a team can go from one week to the next and they're unrecognizable. It keeps you going and going. The SEC, I mean, it's just every night is a test. And so you cannot allow the final score to break you. And if we're playing good basketball and doing a lot of good things in these 40 minutes, we have to learn, grow, build on it, carry some of those good things to the next game. And no doubt about it, I think like being able to play better defense without fouling, I mean, it's worth 2, 4, 6 points every game for us. Because some of our fouls, the offense doesn't have an advantage, and we're just giving them points. So it's a big deal for us.
Sean, back here, when you were at Xavier, I'm guessing you were aware of Malachi Marino as a prospect. He's been giving Kentucky some pretty well-balanced stat lines. What's your impression of him and his development?
No, Malachi's a terrific young player. I think one of the best freshmen in the country. Certainly has a big role on Kentucky's team, and I think he's improving most importantly. You know, everybody likes to judge these guys on just kind of this one snapshot, but you forget he's 19 and from Northern Kentucky. I mean, he's playing in games that he's never played in before. I think, you know, he'll only continue to get better. He's a wonderful kid from a great family, and I thought he did a good job tonight. You know, Modest on our end, I know the fans here love to boo every time a foul's called. I get that, but you know he gets fouled as much as any player in the country, and he does a good job. You know, he was 5 for 14 tonight. And back to your point on Malachi, I think Malachi influenced some of those misses. And although he shot 6 free throws, he usually shoots more. And I credit Kentucky's defense.
Sean, in your prep for tonight's game, what did you see from Denzel Aberdeen of late compared to maybe how he was playing earlier in the season? And what did you think about his play tonight?
You know, he's a big physical guy with the ball. You know, sometimes a guy who has that stature with the ball in the middle of the court, he can get to places that some other guys can't. And I thought he did that tonight. In the first half, his 2 made 3-point shots hurt us, because we did a good job guarding the 3-point shot in the first half, other than really him, right? But he's good. He can, against Tennessee, I thought he was amazing in the second half. I don't think Kentucky wins at Tennessee if he doesn't do what he did in that middle ball screen in the second half. So he's good too. I think Kentucky has a really good roster, and we lost to a real good team tonight.
Sean, I know in your opening remarks you were very clear that fouling seems to be a persistent issue with you guys over the course of the season. But in this game specifically, was there anything that Kentucky did to put additional stress on you guys in terms of committing those fouls and sending them to the line?
Yeah, I thought they did an outstanding job of attacking our drop coverage. They became too comfortable. And we made one adjustment at about maybe the 8-minute mark. And, you know, hindsight is always irrelevant, really, right? It's in the rearview mirror, but we might have been able to make an adjustment earlier in the second half, because I thought they really got real comfortable. And that is just maybe switching some of the things that we eventually did. Not that that's the foolproof solution, but it gives them something different to navigate. Their guards did a good job of kind of getting us on our hip and getting into that middle game. But look, they shot 43% from the floor, 28% from 3. We did not force turnovers. The difference is the 30 for 35 from the free throw line. And some of it might have been them attacking us, and some of it is just us being more disciplined and smarter.
Sean, Kentucky obviously has had its fair share of injury issues this season. It lost another starter early in the second half with Cam Williams going out with an apparent foot injury. How did his departure change the game, both in how you played Kentucky and how Kentucky played you guys with him not being on the floor anymore?
Well, I think, he's a very good 3-point shooter. And, those guys, you asked me about Colin Chandler, but all I would tell you is if Cam Williams didn't get injured tonight, Colin Chandler might not have had 18. I think one of the keys, not at all to disrespect Cam's injury, but my point being they have great depth. They have the ability to bring guys in off the bench that can make a difference and make plays. And, again, Colin Chandler was 6 for 6 from the line, 18 points. He really hurt us tonight. He had 2 really big threes. One when we called zone, dumb coach. One on a switch from the right wing. But we know he can really shoot, and he did a great job. Yeah.